most studio owners know that it makes solid marketing sense to use a special introductory offer to attract new clients into your classes. But what you may not know is that you could be making some quite big mistakes with your intro offer that actually could be hurting your business instead of helping it. So in today's episode of the Pilates Business Podcast, I'm going to reveal 3 big mistakes that you could be making with your intro offer so that you can get this critical component of your studio business marketing just right.
Well, hi there, I'm Seran Glanfield. I'm a business and marketing strategist just for boutique fitness studio owners like you. If you're ready to be inspired and make a bigger impact, you're in the right place. All you need are a few key strategies, the right mindset, and some support along the way. Join me as I share the real-life insights that will help you grow a sustainable and profitable studio. This is the Pilates Business Podcast.
Welcome back to the Pilates Business Podcast. I'm Seran, and thank you so much for joining me here today. Now, as I am recording this, although we are firmly heading into the summer months, I'm actually all wrapped up because I caught a cold from my youngest. And so I've got some honey and lemon tea here to help, and I have been taking all the things. So I might not be my usual peppy self, but I do have a big topic that I really want to talk to you about today, and that is your intro offers. And when it comes to these sorts of topics, sometimes it's easier to talk about what not to do because, you know me, I don't believe in a one size fits all cookie cutter solution. I know every business is different, and I want to see you incorporate strategies that are unique and specific and will support your unique business. So there are, but that said, there are some things that generally don't support your business, mistakes, I should say, that I would actually love to see you avoid. So that's what I want to share with you today. And before we get into those big mistakes, the three big mistakes I'm going to share with you today, let's just talk a little bit about what an introductory offer is and what it is designed to accomplish, right? Because getting clarity around this will actually help you as you craft or refine your studio's intro offer. So what is an introductory offer? Well, put simply, it is that offering, that package, that pricing that you are going to offer to new clients that ideally will be attractive enough for them to try some classes at your studio. It's essentially a promotional tool that is used to draw new clients in, okay? Now, the reality is actually there's so much more to it than that. Because when I talk about introductory offers, I'm talking about something that is actually an opportunity to deliver this exceptional level of service and to truly demonstrate the value of being a part of your community. So in my mind, it really is not just about the price point. It's actually that whole package, that the duration that they join during the intro offer. It's your opportunity to get someone so engaged and connected and interested and curious about what you do that they're willing to make the leap from just trying and just testing you out to becoming a full-on, loyal, long-term client that comes very consistently, ideally multiple times a week, right? That's the goal. That is the goal. So with that goal and definition in mind, let me share with you some of the mistakes that I see studio owners and business owners make when it comes to creating and promoting their introductory offer. Okay. So number one, the first big mistake that I see studio owners making is that they actually make it too cheap or they offer it for free. Now, I know I'm going to get some people calling me up and say, I have a free class and it works really well. I know there are some scenarios where free intro offers do work, but there are very few and far between. And they also often require a lot of other elements to be working exceptionally well in the business. And so I tend to encourage people to avoid offering classes for free for the introductory offer. Okay. And I know It's very common. I know that it happens a lot, but just because other people do it doesn't mean it's a good idea. So I'm here to tell you that giving your first class or your intro offer away for free, or even like an extremely discounted price point, is actually going to cost you in the long run. I've seen it over and over again. I've run the numbers, I've tracked the numbers, and time again, all too often, those free offers actually don't support your business in the long term. Okay. And there's a couple of reasons why this is true. Okay. So first of all, when you give your services away for free for nothing at all, you are actually to some degree devaluing those services in the eyes of the people that you want to become paying clients. So that old idiom, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free, hits on this idea. If someone can get what you have for nothing or very little, then they will not be as willing to pay for it, which is going to cause some problems down the road when you perhaps are inviting them to become a member or to buy a larger package, right? Now, when it comes to deep discounts, the principle is quite similar. At the end of the intro offer, you're going to ask that client who is on that intro pack or is done the trial to become a full member or to become a real client, right? Where they're buying a real package. And if the gap between the intro and that next price point is actually too big, it's far less likely that the client will make the jump. Now, we just have to kind of go back to the big picture and remember that what we're looking for actually in the long term are clients who can 100% afford your services, not those clients who can only afford your intro offer price point, right? So we want to make sure that yes, we want to have an incentive for them to purchase and to give it a try because they may not be fully on board yet, but you want to make that discount a sensible price point that is compelling to those people who could become real clients. That's the goal. Okay. So intro offers should be appealing, and pricing them appropriately and with incentivizing to the people to buy them is one way to do that. You just have to be careful not to make it too much of a discount, or honestly, to give it away for free, because that really might not set you up for success in the long haul. And I'm all about making life as easy as possible. So let's attract clients in the door who can afford what you do, right? Who perhaps just need that little extra push to make that first session and get it all booked in, right? So the second mistake that I see studio owners making is that they often make their intro offer too limited. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you really want these new clients to get a good feeling for what your studio offers, okay? And depending on your studio and what you offer inside of your studio, you might offer a mix of different services. You might offer some online classes, you might offer some in-person classes, you might offer some privates. And we want to make sure that your clients are able to access the various different types of services that you offer. And so if you have different pieces of equipment and you offer different kind of tiers, like maybe you have equipment classes and maybe you have mat classes, maybe you have specialty classes, we want to make sure that you are guiding people towards the service, towards the type of class that you really want them to buy in the long term. If you want most of your clients to do equipment classes, say, then your equipment class should be your intro pack offer, right? If you have other sort of ancillary offerings, additional things that perhaps help to support your business, then it might not be necessary to include them in your intro offer. And doing so often actually complicates the whole thing. And what we know about intro offers is that it has to be super simple and super straightforward. And the less choice and the less options you give them, I see them as in the people who are going to find these offers. So that your potential clients, the less options you give them, that actually the better. And I know that it kind of goes sort of opposite to what you would think, because sometimes we end up offering lots of things because we want to please everybody. But the reality is actually, if we just give them one, max two options to choose from, that actually serves your business better. Okay. So be thoughtful about what you're including in your intro offer and what it is you want your clients to go on to buy down the road, and what they're most likely to buy down the road. Okay. The other thing I will add to this is that I do sometimes see studios offering things in the intro package that clients cannot buy later on. So sometimes that means that the intro pack is perhaps a series of 30-minute sessions, or is a combination package of classes and privates. And if you don't offer something else that can do the same thing as the intro pack, then you may not be serving yourself, not really helping yourself too much down the road again. So we want to make sure that the intro offer is a reflection of what happens in the studio and what they can expect to buy next as well. All right. So let's move on to the third mistake that I see. The third thing that I see happen a lot is actually offering an intro offer that is just one class or one session. Okay. Now I can see why this would make total sense. We want people to come in and try. They can come in and try one session, and that should do it, right? Now, depending on your type of studio, depending on what you offer and depending on how you work with your clients, when you do this, you might not actually be giving them a real opportunity to understand what it is you're doing in your studio. So the whole point of this intro offer, remember going back to what I said in the beginning, the purpose of this introductory offer is to demonstrate the value that your studio delivers to clients. Show them how amazing what you do really is, right? And sometimes when clients come in for the first time, that very first session can be quite a lot for them to take on board, right? And so oftentimes it's not until they come back the second or the third time that they're truly considering becoming a long-term client. And on top of that, there's often a lot to learn in that first session about how the studio works and who's who. And, if you're teaching people who have never done the method you're teaching, if you're teaching bar or you're teaching yoga or you're teaching bungee or you're teaching trampoline or you're teaching Pilates, whatever it is you're teaching, there are going to be some things that client's going to have to learn about the style of movement that you're offering that they may not have known before, which is going to make them either feel like totally overwhelmed or perhaps like they have just kind of scraped through that first class. Either way, the second time they come back, they're going to be really a lot more comfortable with being in the space because it's not going to be new, right? And so maybe the third time they come back, all of a sudden it feels like home, like there's no question. And it's just they're in totally a different place. So we want to give them the real opportunity to experience how it feels to be a client, how it feels to be a long-term client. And so let's face it, on top of that, after that first session, they're not going to have felt necessarily the real the benefits and results that they can get if they come more often. But after 2, 3, or 4 times, perhaps things start to shift and things start to click for them, and the light bulb goes on, and they're like, "Oh, right, now I know what this is for. I get it, right?" That's when clients begin to understand how it works, and that's when they begin to perhaps see the benefits of becoming a client and coming consistently. They're more comfortable, and everything is sort of feeling more together, right? And so I'm a firm believer, and I often recommend that we think about that intro offer being more than just one session, because it can give you the opportunity to show them a little bit more about what you do, and to really build that relationship, right? So an intro offer really should give new clients the opportunity to visit your studio multiple times, not just that one time. All right. So that's the 3 big mistakes that I see happening when it comes to intro offers right now. Number 1 is that you make it too deeply discounted, or you give things away for free. I would like it if you didn't do that. If you want to talk to me about when that makes sense, I would love to go into that conversation with you for sure. So let me know. But the second mistake that I see is that it doesn't give a true example of what it's like to experience what you do inside of your studio. And then finally, we often make the duration too short so people don't come back as quickly as we'd like, that they can really see the benefits and feel the benefits and get that true experience that you have to offer, right? So you want to take a look at your intro offer. I'd recommend you just kind of take a few minutes and think about where your intro offer falls and evaluate it against some of these more common pitfalls. How does it look? If your intro offer is free or deeply discounted, maybe it's limited in terms of what your new client can access, or maybe it doesn't really allow for those multiple visits, I would consider changing it. Your business truly will benefit long-term from changes that you'll make to your intro offer today. Now, I've worked with hundreds of studio owners just like you on intro offers, pricing, all things marketing, and so much more. And if you are thinking that you could use some more guidance and some more support around building and growing your business, then you might want to consider joining my Thrive group coaching program. Inside, I help studio owners to really elevate their business skills so they can grow their business more easily. I offer support, personalized strategies, and resources that help alongside deep dive business trainings and business planning sessions that help to keep you focused and on track. I've seen studio owners double and even triple their businesses inside of Thrive, but most of all, they actually just feel really confident and really good about what they've built and are really excited to continue to grow their business. So if you're keen to learn more about whether or not Thrive could be the right next step for you, simply go to spring3.com/thrive. Enrollment is open right now, and you can also find the link in the show notes for more information.
Did you love this episode and want more? Head to spring3.com and check out my free resources that will help you run a profitable and fulfilling studio business. And before you go, one last reminder, there is no one way to do what you do, only your way. So whatever it is that you want to do, create, or offer, you've got this. Thanks again for joining me today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.